Dark side.
Ayo, welcome to the dark side. Who we got here?
John Barlow,
All right, for sure, for sure. What do you do?
currently running for mayor of the city of Detroit. Uh, Before I took on this responsibility and opportunity, normally I am leading what I found it to be the Let's Talk Roundtable series, where we bring leaders together. Other times I'm consulting industries to make sure that we find the right synergies between stakeholders, whether it be businesses, nonprofits, government, to really make sure that conversation moves to collaboration. So I'm just an impact player when it comes down to it and an innovator.
Okay, I'm gonna be on your head right now. So
Okay.
look, I feel like us as black people,
Yeah.
we got a trust issue. Are you black?
I am African American. I do have a little Indian and a little
Man.
a few other things. Of course, I've never done a real ancestry. I have seen some genealogy reports that my family did, but yeah, I consider myself African American.
It's just one thing. I just hate the people that be like half. You know, the people that be half black sometimes.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely black. My grandmother was part of the bus boycott and the civil rights movement. My grandfather, he was a civil rights preacher out of Detroit after the riots. So
Do you think that's a
I
self
was
hatred?
close to the movement as you get.
You think that's like a self hatred thing when people be doing that?
When they don't claim their black and African roots all the time.
Yeah, they be like, I'm Indian. Or like I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Well, I think that you ultimately want to know really all of your history, right? And there's a lot of things that I believe are within our communities and ethnicities that continue to make our superpowers as great as they are. I think there's a lot of creativity and innovation within our community. And I do think some people shy away from it, but I think that's a trauma issue with our community. We from slavery all the way to what we experience now in different oppressions and marginalizing and pushing people who we think don't matter to the side. I think it's a trauma that gets built up to where people can sometimes deny who they really are in order to hopefully get accepted by others. But I I think your generation and the next generation coming is not is to a degree somewhat immune to that. They're not looking at their color as much as they're looking at their opportunity in the future.
Hmm. All right, cool, cool. All right, let's get into it. As I told you, black people, we're untrusting. So we want to know because I feel like every year, like the president, the mayor, the who cares, like they just pop out of the scene out of nowhere. So people want to know what were you doing before a politician worked? Like what were you doing before you started running for mayor?
So I'm a product of Detroit public schools in Detroit, born and raised. After I got done with Detroit public schools, I went on to Ball State, then to Wayne State University.
What's Ball State?
Ball State it used to be a teacher's college back in the day when it was first started, but now it's just a regular, kind of like a private institution, kind of sort of.
Where is it at?
It's a college in Muncie, Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. When I went down there, and I don't know if this history is true, but they say the KKK was founded 45 minutes away from there.
Hey, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
They just trying to say stuff to scare us. I heard the KKK was made in what's the thing? How?
Yeah.
I don't know where these boys came from.
And I don't get caught up. I don't get caught up on racism. I don't get caught up on colors and things like that. What I do find to be a sticking point for me is anytime we're hurting or not helping those who really need it. Right.
What's the definition of really needed?
Definition of really needed is the person that you go by who you totally know cannot provide for themselves and a quality of life and essentials to be able to really get to the next day and be able to wake up in a peaceful atmosphere, safe, not begging for food.
Can you put a number on it? A number on like, okay, on your personal mind, not the social structure that we live in. And they say like 60,000, 50,000, 20,000 a year or something like that. What's the amount of money in a month do you think a person can make to be all right?
I've lived off of less than $25,000 a year. I don't think everybody can necessarily do that. I think different people have different needs. Let's really think about it. someone who might be suffering from being overweight or obese, it's not that they spend all their money on food, but they might spend more money on transportation, right? Or they might spend more money on other, clothing and garments just to be able to get through that day. So you really have to look at what someone is experiencing totally. And that's kind of why I'm running for mayor, is because I think with technology and where we are in society, we can literally reach every family and kind of create a profile for them so that we can see where we really want to take them to.
Yeah, that's one thing I do think is like kind of crazy in the mud, because they say like even like they say touching a mailbox is like touching a mailbox is it's like a felony or something like that.
Yeah,
But then hacking somebody's email isn't at the same level, even though it's like today age. You know what I mean? We don't.
That's kind of that, and it's not even enforced or kind of kept up with when you start talking about law enforcement.
So I feel like in society we hear, but in our laws, like here.
Yeah, identity theft and things of that nature. I think
Detroit, home of the scammers. What you gonna do to help us out?
Well, first of all, we're not home of the scammers. It's a whole lot of other places that scam way harder than what we scam.
Well, we got scam rapping this boy. They're acting like.
Well, I don't know all the street guys that.
What's the worst part? What's the worst scam in city?
I don't know. Like I don't know what's the worst scam. I'll be honest with you. Growing up, I've seen it all. Growing up in Detroit, I've seen it all, and we're not.
So I say we the home of the scam.
We're not. No, we're not immune to scamming. We're not naive. We know what's going on, and I'll be honest with you, bro. I've been around a bit. I've been around scammers at a level that some of these young men and young ladies or whoever it might be, y'all can't. If you are a scammer, I'll tell you straight up, you can't compare to some of these boys at the highest level. You know what I mean? Like when you really, first of all, the amount of time that it takes you to scam and the risk that you put yourself in, it's not worth it. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. We might be. Get this. If we are the home of the scammers in Detroit, then that tells you that we don't have the right leadership, because they're not providing enough opportunities to show us that we ain't got a scam to get by. It's a shame. It's
Let me ask you this. I feel like this is like, I think it's probably gonna be like a black interview, because I feel like Detroit is like the black city in America. So boom. So I feel like this is my personal opinion. I think when Detroit comes out, I think black community, we gonna come up as a whole.
Oh man.
I swear to God, because you gotta think about it. If we came together, if all black people in Detroit came together, we're ready.
Man.
This would be like the first black place. Like, you know what I mean? Because we beat everybody else on a like percentage scale, not on the amount. You know what I mean? Like 80%, 70% is black. That's not the same on Atlanta. You like, I went to Atlanta, I thought it was gonna be all black. It was like I seen Asian people just walking by. You don't see that in Detroit. No. You see majority black. Besides the downtown.
I think you're a man. First of all, because I should have said this a long time ago during this interview. Thank you. I appreciate you 1,000,001 times over for reaching out. Just for that question alone, bro. Just for that question alone, I appreciate you. Just for the offer to come on. But to your point, they talk about black meccas, and they talk about a lot of the world's problems really kind of residing and kind of hovering over Detroit. Not only do we have a chance to show the world how creative, innovative, and how on point a black community can be, but we actually have the opportunity at the same time to show the world how a diverse community can build a village and really attack the problems of the future. If you really think about it, Detroit has, not only is it predominantly black, but we have a huge Hispanic and Latino population. Our suburbs and surrounding cities have everything from Indian to Asian to Italian to French. We sit right across the corner, right across the water from Canada. So we're really an international, we should be really internationally minded. And so when you really talk about, can we be an example for the black community if we turn it around? Definitely we can, but we can do so much more.
What's the three biggest steps that you got to see that be like, dang, if we change this, and this, we'll be on a head start?
So the first thing we got to stop thinking about is there going to be another Barack or Martin Luther King or any of that? We keep on getting tripped up on that cycle. We have to create a concept of village. Village is what made King and Barack who they were, because we actually came together and said, this is the goal.
But dang, black, nah, I'll say the N-word, but no, I'm saying black people, we scared of each other. I did the same thing. I swear to God, my mom, she lived on McNichols and got it. No BS. It was like, I don't know, them boys always shooting, they always screaming and hollering, and then like, and then she said like, so they said something to her or about her, and I was like, oh, I don't think that was nice, but I know my mom. So now I went over there, just knocked on the door and be like, hey, my mom said, we right there, 1, 2, 3, not 2, damn. We right there at that street right there. And then she was like, oh, no, I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. I was talking to the kids. I wasn't talking about her. I said, get your ball in the house. Like, no, I wasn't talking about her. I said, oh, okay, yeah, she just thought that. Yeah, my mom, she be a little hothead sometimes. No, don't mind her. And then boom, it was like, you know what I mean? But then my mom, she's so scared. She's like, Mario, why would you? And she think like, so, you know what I mean? I feel like we so scared of our village. Like, I feel like this is like a thing that they said, I learned in school. They said, have you ever noticed when people build houses these days, the front porches get smaller, the back porches get way larger?
Bro, you got wisdom beyond your time, bro.
No, you ever noticed that?
Bro, I'm going to tell you, you got wisdom beyond your time.
What can we do that to not be so scared of our neighbors, though?
You're saying, like, get this, you're on point. You're 1,000% on point, bro. And the reason why I just love where you're going with this conversation in this interview is the fact that we don't talk anymore. We stopped talking because the institutions that we wanted to have our back, they started to dissolve because our leaders started to fail us. And we've been doing that for almost 40 to 50 years, slowly but surely. And this is where we've ended up. And so when you start talking like our porches are getting smaller, that you're 1,000% right. We're not doing the block parties no more. When they say that we have a community block club or something like that, and we have a president, normally they're just putting up a front, or they're just trying to make numbers look good in politics. And what you really want to see ultimately is a leader, and that's why I'm running for mayor, is to bring people together more and more and more. Every time I ask an elected official or a politician, why don't they bring more conversations and more people and have these type of relationship building opportunities? They say that's not my job. It's so many times that I go to our leaders and they be like, that's not my job. I ain't got nothing to do with that, or I can't fix it. And they just sound so helpless. I honestly get tired of it. You know what I mean? That's why I travel a lot and try to stay out the way. But
what's gonna be the steps you do to do it? Because I feel like the only time we get together is the block. When a girl gonna shake that at, like we're gonna get drunk, I'm high, and I feel like that's the only thing that gets us like on the right path. Or like when a rapper coming in or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, you talked about, again, my plan when I become mayor is to reach every family with money, jobs, and homes. All right? And we make Detroit community again in order for every Detroiter to win. It's real simple. And the reason why, again, I want to go back to, you asked me what's the 3 things that I change. Mm-hmm. The first thing, of course, I want to change is making sure that everybody's seen at the table. The second thing is that I'm really, because my plan calls for reaching every family, we have to make sure that we really do the things necessary to really strengthen our men again. Strengthening our men means that we can then support our women better. We're supporting our women, but we're not able to support them as much because men aren't talking enough. The more spaces and the more opportunities we have to bring men and to build men up, to be able to take care of families, to be able to protect their families, to be able to provide. Get this, you know doggone well.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be raw with you.
Go ahead.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, they might hate. I'm never this guy, but I feel like we just gotta stick. I feel like you a politician, dude. We gotta stick to the blunt facts.
Yeah,
bro, these black women is whooping ass out now. In the fact of, I feel like in the black community, since food stamps, if you notice that whole wave, like the black women, they got most of the food stamps, they got the jobs, and they said we don't need y'all niggas. So then, boom. I think that's the thing that took over. I feel like what you're saying is right. But I feel like you said take care of the women. I feel like the women, they straight. I feel like really we gotta take a little bit of resources off that and put it on the men.
I didn't say go marry every last woman just so they can have a husband. That ain't what I said. Yeah. I said we have to be able to make sure that we take care.
I'm saying I don't think that's family. A problem because you saying that's like a black man thing. I'm like an advocate for that shit. Like when anybody put some slur on black men, I'd be like no. 60% of black men is fucking in the middle class. What do they say? Some shit. They say some bullshit like we always.
We're not giving the opportunity.
Yeah, they say some bullshit.
We're not caring for
They say some bullshit like we get bitches pregnant and just leave. And it's like, no, that's not majority of black men.
Talk about us.
That's 20%, 30% of black men.
Bro,
you know
we the most hated, bro. We the most hated. Let's just be blunt. We the most hated. We don't get supported. They overlook us.
But look,
then we have to deal with imposter syndrome and everything. Like I just left 20 men in one of the most prestigious clubs downtown Detroit, black men. And it's one of the very first times in a long time that I've seen black men really start to talk about how we can build each other up and be there for each other. You feel me? And so that the conversation alone is going to lead us to resources to really help that move.
I'm saying I think we good. I think like this is my thing. I think and like because just off those numbers I just told you, like I feel like this is the major problem. When we get our shit right, we not there. I interview rappers all the time. When the rappers say, I was like, all right, so when you get all the money, where would you go? I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting the fuck out here. Getting the fuck away from here. I feel like
they ain't live long enough. They ain't live long. Let me tell you this.
But they live. No, I'm so serious though. And I be like, getting the fuck away from here, getting the fuck out of here. So it's like when I hear that, I be like, who the fuck? What a strong nigga. When you say there are no strong men, that's because they all left and went to Bloomfield.
Oh no. Get this.
I think they hear it. Okay, we make them.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. You're saying that. Okay, we do. Okay, I'm not saying we're not making strong men. I'm not saying we're not making men that are producing real money, real revenue in their businesses and things like that. And I'm not even disagreeing with you that a lot of women are more independent than not and have an easier time saying, no, I don't want to mess with a dude. I can just fend for myself. I totally agree with you on all those points. I guess what I'm really trying to get through at this juncture is the fact that we as a Detroiter have to understand what we're leaving behind if we do get up and leave after we make it. But we also have to understand that we need as much exposure possible so that we understand where the heck we going if we do get up and go. I guarantee you, the grass is not always greener on the other side. I done went international. I done went down to Miami, Atlanta, DC. I done seen what's over there. And quite honestly, the women are gonna be the women. You feel me?
Oh man, this is the thing. The thing that I really think is like, I think what you're saying is spot on. Because I think about I'm watching this one movie. It's a Kevin Hart, not movie, TV show. It's called Late Night, Freak Night, or something like that. Okay. Fight Night. You see it?
Yeah, Fight Night.
So boom. So they was like, we're gonna make Atlanta the Mecca.
My boy made that.
Bro?
Yeah, Brian Smiley. Shout out to Brian Smiley. He runs Kevin Hart Studios. He went to Renaissance High School.
Oh, bro?
Yeah. Shout out to Brian.
All right, but look. So I would say. So they was basically saying we're gonna make Atlanta the Black Las Vegas. And then now, if you look at today's age, they did it. But now, if I see on the news, they really don't know how to manage it. They like stop coming here. Like they really don't want too many people come there. Like even look at LA. They say, okay, if you get robbed and nobody died, don't call us. Just go to make a police report. Like, you know what I mean?
You saying when the city catches some hyper is trending, then people come and then people don't want the population?
I'm saying they don't know how to handle it. I'm saying how would you handle it?
Yeah, so we need more people in Detroit. We have to have more people.
Because you gotta think, even like sorry, I keep bringing it back to like this.
You good.
It's the entertainment industry. It's kind of the main thing I do. But basically, when the rappers come here, they be so scared. They be like, I seen this one DDG, he's a streamer. Yeah, he said, oh yeah, I don't want to, I don't know, we can do a stream, but we just can't do a stream in Pontiac and we can't do a stream in Detroit because people are so scared. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, first of all, let's be honest about it. Probably before you was born, like, Trick been holding it down. You're just not coming to Detroit just doing anything. It's not going down like that. And the reason, do you want to know why he did that?
Why?
He did that because everywhere we went, we weren't getting paid top dollar from Detroit, and then everybody who came here wanted more than what they was charging everybody else. They was playing us. And so Trick laid down the law so that people stopped coming in and using and abusing the city. Now, ultimately, that mentality and that presence kind of kept going, and nobody came. So it is kind of hard for the next generation to really see why we are open. Like, we tell everybody around the world, Detroit versus everybody. So, I mean, why would somebody feel like they can come here and be safe? You know what I mean?
Segue.
We ain't said Detroit loves everybody.
I know realtors.
But I love Tommy Walker. I went to school with him. I love that man.
Realtors. I be talking to them, and they be like, oh, yeah, cool. It ain't too much hard of building a house from scrap in Detroit and building up. That's not the hard part. They say, like, the hard part in Detroit right now is, okay, if they build all these houses up, who is going to live in them? Who is going to say, ooh, let me buy that house in Detroit? Nobody's saying this. How can you make people say that?
You know why they say that? Because it's unaffordable housing. It's not affordable housing. It's unaffordable housing.
How is it unaffordable?
Because you can't afford it. Not you, but most people can't afford it when you build a new house. Not at market rate, without any real programs in place to help them get their house.
So you say that's the problem, that people can't afford it?
Yeah, people can't afford it. People are not making enough to afford it.
I don't believe that one.
Okay. Well, I'll get this.
It's always somebody down to buy a house.
Well, let me tell you where the population goes. The people in Detroit right now, if you build them a new house, I'm not saying, okay, you have to build a house that they can afford.
No, not a Detroiter, but it's not going to be a Detroiter.
It's probably not going to be a Detroiter. Somebody can buy it.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a Detroiter 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I hear like...
You get what I'm saying?
Like our average,
our average income ain't enough to reach that. And then when you look at the family, this is why family is so important. When you look at the average family in Detroit, it's probably going to be a single parent household. So think about the reason why they can't afford it is because you're missing a whole nother income.
Let me ask you this. When you leave Detroit and when you leave Michigan, what's the main thing you miss? To me, it's Vernus. That's all.
Man, I'll tell you one thing.
That's the only thing I miss.
I just flew a few people in, and they never had burners. I've been telling them, especially them Atlanta people. Actually, we sell burners in Atlanta and get it in. Shout out to Chill's Kitchen and Chill. And we get it. We do our thing in Atlanta. Make sure we keep some burners to the side. They got Fago down there, but they don't got burners, and they ain't got Better Made.
Yeah, so much flavor I'm missing.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Man.
Right, but let me ask you, what's the one thing you miss when you leave? Or one thing you like, dang, I wish that people was like this a little bit, like my city.
So it's hard to get corned beef sandwiches everywhere.
Oh, you talking about food?
Well,
hey, girl, that's the main thing you be thinking about.
You funny, man. I'll be honest. What do I miss the most?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Just off the food part, it's it may sound bad, but I feel like our guns. Like I love our gun laws. Like you see a nigga walking with an AK. I feel like this. I'm like a pro gun person. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Like I think when guns are out, people don't play. If you turn this boy into Chicago or New York or something like that, and the only people that really got guns are the criminals, then that's when you got problems. Yeah. I feel like I love it here. Like you don't do like people don't talk like.
Let me be honest.
Like even if like New York City, I seen something crazy like Miami or somewhere crazy. They ran up to the car and was beating the car. I was like, what's up?
Let me
you know what I mean?
Let me be honest with you about guns, bro. I got one of the reasons that I started traveling more and was because I got robbed at gunpoint. It was
here?
Yeah, in Detroit. Young cats, 19, bro.
But how old are you?
I'm 40.
40, 19, that was 20 years ago. That 2000.
No. The young guys was 19. This is like 5-6 years ago.
Oh, damn.
They was 19 years old, bro. Now get this, bro. It wasn't about the money that they took. It wasn't about them even robbing me, because I was just thankful to have my life, bro. What hurt me most about the situation?
You're losing cool points right now. We Detroiters.
No. No. First of all, no. You can be Detroiters. At the end of the day, I tell everybody. I called the cops immediately when I got robbed. Get this. Let me put you like this. It's either I call the cops or I call a few of my OGs. Which one they want? You get what I'm saying? They want me to call the cops. But it hurts me more than anything that I gotta sit there and look at 2 lives start to go down the drain. And I want to do so much more for them than any hurt that they could have caused me, bro.
Then call the OGs. I think that's the part of the community.
No, bro. No, get this. First of all, one of them might have been from Ohio. One of them I ain't got time to play mentor in the time when you putting a gun to my head. You feel me? And this is the second time that happened in my life. And this time, because I didn't know them, it created trauma for me. You feel me? So just because they knew where I lived and stuff like that, I had to, take it that route. You feel what I'm saying? And then I started traveling more because I was like, I don't know where it came from. I don't even want to dig into it because I don't want to uncover stuff and stuff like that. So I'll be honest with you, bro.
How'd they make you traveling more?
I didn't want to be here. I didn't feel safe anymore, bro.
I think that T Grizzly line always stay in my head. They be like, it's crazy in your city, but I feel like he got rich enough. He's like, man, that's everywhere though. It's crazy do you see that part?
Yeah, it is crazy everywhere. Shout out to T Grizzly. I just love what he does with the video game and Twitch and changing the whole mentality. You feel what I'm saying? But to your point about gun laws and stuff like that, I don't really.
How do you think our gun law? Are you gonna be harsh on guns or easy on guns?
Well, I can't do nothing from this level at the mayor level about guns. What I can do is
impact. You got a voice.
What I can do is several things though. I do have influence. I do have input. I want to create a gun buyback program. I want to really get some of these guns off the street from the cats who really don't need them, and those loose burns.
You talking about illegal guns?
Yeah, those loose heaters on the street. I need to call them in. We need to get them off the street for one. If you can get registered and you can have a gun, then I have no problem with it. That's to protect you and your family. I'd have been in too many situations, home invasions and stuff like that, where you need to feel safe. So I'll never tell nobody don't arm yourself or don't get prepared. But at the end of the day, ain't no reason in the world, and we haven't suffered from it too much in the city, but it shouldn't be no kid or no youth around that gun. And if that gun get anywhere near the school, that parent is responsible. Flat out. Now, what I can also do, outside of getting some of those illegal guns off the street, is to make sure that we do as much as possible to end gun violence. You feel what I'm saying? It's not so much about us using guns to resolve our issues as much as it is for us to be able to be preventive as possible to build a relationship to which we ain't even got to think about no gun.
All right, keep it raw with me. All right, under your administration, I got to know this. Under your administration, because I feel like everybody got their thing. I just want to see if your things are my things. What are the main three? Like Ronald Reagan, he had the crack epidemic. He had like that was his thing. He was like hard on drugs. Another campaign, he was like hard on terrorists, hard on the Muslims. And then another one, like I understand, like under certain regimes, they're harsher on different things. So I want to know, what are the things or thing you're going to be the most harsh on? That I got to know. That I feel like you got to be raw with us. Let us know.
On all that BS that they've been doing for the last 25, 50 years, I'm about to do all.
Why you saying like, wait, what type of stuff?
Like all that mess. Any money that was stolen, everything.
What money that was stolen?
See, get this.
Who you talking about?
I'm going to be hard on what they have done to us over the course of time.
Who?
All leaders. I'm talking about all elected officials, all leaders in our community. If you done did anything wrong, you might as well come clean, because when I get in office, I'm turning every stone over to make sure that every last youth, every last family, every last senior is getting every last resource that they deserve.
So you think it's the leaders that's messing us up?
Bro, we just lost $40 million on the riverfront, and then now they about to give it away.
How we lose it?
You don't know about the guy who stole $40 million?
Oh, he stole $40 million?
He stole $40 million because he was the CFO of the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy. Now, if you saw $40 million, get this, if you saw $40 million come unstole and you paid your taxes and that was part of your money?
That's not, I say he ain't go to jail?
Yeah, he going to jail.
For how long?
The question is who is watching him? Who is responsible for watching?
I don't know. I think that's a different subject. Cause I feel like he got the money. I feel like I seen this one thing, it was crazy.
Bro.
They said some billionaires were laundering money. A little bank got sued, and they said they were laundering money, and all they had to do is pay some money. And no names is on the document, no names on the newspaper. It was just, they paid some money.
If I leave the bag with you, and you fumble the bag and lose $40 million, and you tell me, well, so-and-so was watching the bag, but I left you right there, who I got a problem with? I ain't got a problem with him. I got a problem with you, bro. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I'll get you.
Just because he stole it, he gonna get his. But who else responsible? Who else liable?
Shoot, how we? Because I feel like you saying hold the leaders accountable, but this is what I hear. We gotta hold these rich mucks accountable. How are we gonna hold them accountable?
No, we do gotta hold them accountable.
That boy got $40 million. He can pay lawyers. I don't think he going to jail for that one. That's my mind.
He going to jail. Read the news. If you look up $40 million in Detroit, you gonna see that he 9 times out of 10 gonna go to jail.
And the only thing I hate about it is most likely 9 times out of 10 that boy black, ain't
he? Yeah.
So look, why we the only ones on that?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing that I hate.
That's what I'm saying. Go look at all the rest of the leaders that was right there supposed to be watching him, making sure he did his right job.
All the white people, they not on paperwork, they not on the news, they not, you know what I mean?
Again, you can't look at it as a race thing because probably on the board you probably have a whole lot of black people too. See, get this. I don't
like that. Is the only color. I gotta know your opinion.
The only color that matter is green.
Let me know your opinion. Kwame Kilpatrick. Every Detroiter got something on him. What do you think? Like even on him, like I heard he went to jail for something every other white person does.
I truly agree that many have done what Kwame had done. Now Kwame was caught up in a whole lot more. It was
like every other rich person.
It was layered. Kwame had several different things going on that they were coming after him for. And so if they come after you for 5, 6 things, they bound to get you for one, right? Mm-hmm. Ultimately, regardless, right now, what I'm attempting to do is change the expectation for what a black man can do and what a black man can be as a leader of Detroit. We're not going to talk about Kwame. We're not going to talk about anything other than what it is that Detroiters deserve and how it is that we can best love on them. Like politics, even talking about Kwame is like subscribing to politics that like what went wrong, this, that, and the other. We only should be talking about what do we need to make right for the next person or for the next generation.
Man, you trying to slide by Kwame.
Huh?
You don't got no opinion on Kwame?
Kwame, my fraternity brother. I love him and his family to death. I love
you trying to slide on. You trying to give him grace?
No. Get this.
If you give him grace, you give him grace. It's good.
Get this. He paid his debt to society already. I can't say nothing.
He got pardoned by some rich bro.
He got pardoned by Trump.
That's what I'm saying. This rich is like a. Yeah. That's what I'm looking at. It's not a leader. It's a rich and a poor thing.
Let me tell you like this.
And I think even when we are rich, I think we dealing with when we rich. This is one thing I want to say though. This is like a scary point where I'm looking at. We're at the point where when black people we are rich, they're a little bit mad at that. What can we do to like fix that when we do become up or rich or something like that? What can we do to change that narrative? Like to,
bro. Overall, we just gotta be.
Because I heard they said they're gonna riot the streets when a white person looks at another person's life, and at the end of that list is he's black. That's gonna make him.
Bro, you like don't either we're gonna talk about rich versus poor, or we're gonna talk about color. I'm not talking about color because it don't matter when you got rich versus poor. Because you got rich white people just like you got black, poor white people, just like you got rich black people and you got poor black people. You got both. The question ultimately becomes everybody in between. What are they doing for the person on the bottom? If we don't think about the rich people, we still got us, and we still got an opportunity to help and fulfill our purpose by touching somebody who can't do it for themselves. So when people talk that rich stuff, bro, we can invest in our own grocery store. What we need, what a rich person gonna do for us if we put our little pennies together and get our own grocery store?
Oh, they finna love me right now if I ask you this right now.
Go ahead.
All right, so look, it's so I'm doing this. This one dude, he paid me to do a documentary.
Okay.
So look, basically Trump, he signed some law with the colleges or something like that for some black people who don't get a lot of money or something like that. Who cares?
No DEI.
Yeah. So look, he signed that, and then basically he's doing some documentary on it where he says how bad this is gonna do like for black people, and he's talking about how black people don't get respect at the U of M. But I want to see, do you see any of that? And
respect at U of M, black people?
Like, yeah, do you see any of that?
You should go.
Or like we go to all these.
I'll be honest with you. I love U of M for what it stands for in terms of an institution, prestigious university, but I've heard stories over the years about different experiences up there. I have 2 classmates that I believe worked with U of M as professors, two former classmates from high school. I know, and I do believe at least one of them doesn't work there anymore. And every time I see somebody leave, I hear that same thread or story when it involves someone African American. They rarely leave because they just want to leave. It's almost like they're forced out or like something happens. Now, what I will say is this: when you got a mayor that could care less who's on the other side of that fence and will advocate and will go fight regardless of who it is and knows how to fight both in front of the cameras and behind the cameras, you got a whole, I'm built different, bro. You're not gonna have nothing happen within any shot of Detroit. And I don't put my 2 cents in it as the leader in order to make sure that it positively impacts and comes back to the city of Detroit and its people. And get this, I take full responsibility, and I think we all have to take full responsibility to setting the best example for the world. Not Metro Detroit, not Southeast Michigan, not Michigan, but the world. And we got the opportunity to do that. So if that's happening in our own backyard at U of M, we got to say something. We can't just sit here and be quiet, but that's if we as a village
it's really on some like how do you think we can beat this? Because this is what a main thing. They say they doing all this stuff to black people in college. He just took away all the black money or something like that. Trump just signed something, right? But then guess what? At the end of the day, nigga, get on that field. They still want that part for sure. So how can we defeat that like on this college-based thing? Because you got the black colleges, but I'm not a sports guy, but I hear they're not that as good as like the white colleges. But then they gonna treat you like shit. Probably get in debt. Who cares? Probably gonna break a leg anyway. So you know what I mean? And then boom.
Let me ask you this. When I was coming up, we didn't have no NIL money.
What's NIL?
NIL, you know what they pay the athletes in college now?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
Yeah, I didn't know they had that.
Yeah.
They getting paid? They get paid. Boy, you better pay me. I'm gonna ask the people. I know some football players on U of M. I didn't know y'all was getting paid. All these interviews I was doing for y'all better pay me. I'm paying y'all racks now. I'm charging y'all.
They getting paid. Out of all the money that comes into our community, you know what we don't invest in?
What?
Advocacy and lobbying. Advocacy and lobbying.
What's lobbying?
Lobbying is when you pay somebody like me to go change the law.
Oh, well, that sounded legal as hell.
Huh?
That sounded legal as hell. Is that legal?
If I was a registered lobbyist, I'm not a registered lobbyist. My partners are registered lobbyists.
Oh, that's legal?
To go convince them of those. Get this. After you vote somebody in, it's another cat like me that comes in a suit and is registered as a lobbyist 90% of the time and goes and has a conversation with the person you just voted in. And now they have the conversation about what they really go do. Oh, wait, that's why y'all never get nothing done.
Okay, I get you. Let me ask you this.
And that's why if you got to look at who donated to the elected official, because that's who they gonna be listening to.
Shoot, let's put it all on the line. Who donated to you?
Nobody. I'm self-funded.
What? Nah, skip on that.
Bro, I go sail on a 100-foot yacht tomorrow in Miami. I ain't got time to play with these boys. Bro, I'm built different, bro.
Man, stop it.
Bro, I'm built different.
Everybody saying that it's gonna be 5 years later. Coming out here now. Bro, we got this politician. He's been.
Bro, you better go ask somebody. All these other candidates, they might have raised 250,000, 500,000, maybe 600,000 by now. I don't care, because at the end of the day, they have to deal with presenting themselves to the people as the most professional and the most progressive and the most pro-growth and pro-community. And none of them have those packages. None of them do what I do, see what I see, or fly at the level I fly at.
Let me ask you this.
They're not built like that, bro.
It's so I had an interview up here. I ain't even released it yet because I'm so scared to all the stuff I got to chop out. They're like, I love keeping it raw, but like, damn. So look, it's an interview. I had this one gay lady, and then she's talking about like, because black men, I did it, and she was talking about like the difference between black men and the LGBT community. And then I got my own opinions on it. I feel like when Diddy happened, that showed me like, because I feel like I'm 23. I'm looking at myself as a young man. I was like, okay, I know I'm not gay, and I know I'm not scared, like, because I got gay friends. I'm like, but it's something about it just uneasy to me. I just have to figure that out of myself. I was like, what is this? What do you think that is for Black men in the LGBT community? Why can't like these two mesh and coincide? And be real with me. What do you see? Like,
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be 1,000% honest with you. I've seen it everywhere, and I don't mean everywhere in terms of I just seen LGBTQ everywhere, but LGBTQ is everywhere. As a leader, you always have to represent everybody. When you look at how relationships build community and build village and really allow us to attack a goal, and if there is a split, which I kind of hear what you're saying, a black man and the LGBT community, it just don't look like it mixed, right?
they're at odds. Like they're at odds. Like, I'm at these functions. I'm at the function you at, and they're just at odds.
Well, get this.
Like the Black gay person gonna leave, and it's gonna be a whole different kind. Oh, everybody gonna loosen up a little. You know what I mean? It's at odds. I'm looking at this like, dang.
Well, I'll put you like this. You have to have the right type of love for people in order to meet them where they are. You can't expect everybody to accept everything, but you can expect for everybody to love on the next person if they're truly if they're truly someone who honors and respects humanity. I'm not, get this, I don't care if you LGBTQ, if you straight, I don't care what you are. If you need a piece of chicken because you ain't ate in 2 days, what does it matter? If you can't pay your water bill, can't pay DTE, or can't even really get your kids' clothes clean for every day at school and sending them sending them to bed with a fed stomach.
They say just love everybody.
Bro, get this. If we had an apocalypse tomorrow, I mean not apocalypse, but if we had a world disaster, a global disaster, and a meteor came and hit everything and wiped all the electricity out and stuff like that, what we left with? Each other. Like, we got to get to the point of wanting to really honor the person next to us by availing ourselves to service. When we do that, we ultimately, it comes full circle and somebody's doing it for us.
Let me ask you this. Your childhood nickname or where it came from?
I'm Barlow.
If you got one.
I'm Barlow. That's my last name. I'm Barlow. Everybody call me Barlow. I grew up in sports. I'm point guard, played basketball, coached at Renaissance. I'm Barlow.
So it's just last name. They just said Barlow.
Just last name Barlow. Everybody know I'm Barlow. They might say JB every now and again.
You Black too. All right, let's go. You look up your farm. You look up your plantation.
Nah, I ain't looked up no plantation.
Man, I looked up mine. So I was on the tobacco.
Where your people was?
Yeah, I was on the tobacco because like they didn't change our last name.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying.
So my Hearn, I'm Ariel Hearn. So my last name Hearn, the Hearn family, they got rich off tobacco. So I was on the tobacco fields.
I might have to do that.
So then just look up Barlow. I promise you, it's gonna be some rich ass family like Johnson and Johnson. A family like most Black people is Johnson. Guess where they make their money from?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, bro, America.
So I advise you do your research, or unless you got a free man and he was smart enough to go, okay, I'm gonna change my last name, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, get this, bro.
But it's rare.
So many people in my church. My father's name is Jerome. My uncle's name is Joseph. My aunt's name is Josephine. Everybody in my church growing up called me all three of them and every last thing but Jonathan. Man, I don't care about a name. Just call me a servant. I just want to serve. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Let me ask you this. What type of person were you in school?
I was a class clown, bro. To be honest with you, bro.
You made your grades though, right?
Yeah. I gotta get grades. I was smart.
Yeah, you went to college.
But I got bored. I got bored quick. And so after you finish your work,
pause right there. I feel like a lot of students right there, that's where they fuck up at, and I feel like that's where they fall. How did you not fall off at that pivot?
Because I kept myself busy and focused on other things. My mom kept me busy in different programs. I played all sports: basketball, football, cross country, track. And I was telling people, the young men and women at Renaissance High School today when I did a career day earlier. There was a sense of dreaming, and a sense of aspiration that we were pushed to when we were younger. And so I was ready to change the world coming out of high school and going into college and stuff like that. So, you know, even though I might have finished my work or not really been paying attention or just been trying to make just I was a decent good kid. I didn't want to get in trouble. My mom worked for the school system, so
Let me ask you this. I feel like nowadays, I feel like you were lucky enough to have that. A lot of people these days, like they're going to motherless, like you know about the father, they shit on the father, say fatherless. But now I feel like I see it motherless and fatherless. If somebody they growing up right now and then they don't have that, the mother's like, you ain't shit like your daddy, like that, you know, that whole stigma, how that goes. And then to you like I feel like every black man, it's like a thing we don't talk about. Like when I'm seeing it, as I look down at the youth, it's when the kid gets about like 16, teenager, when he grows into his own man, which is really like his dad. And the mom just has like a stern like awareness from him. It's like then that's when the mom and dad the mom and son kind of butt heads. Do you see that?
I say again, we have broken families. We have to really rebuild village and make community again, but we have to reach every family.
But do you see the thing I just? Do you ever see that?
Yeah, I mean, I see it because you got to think. Most households in Detroit and in urban neighborhoods are single parent households, but then even more so than that, we have a homeless population that we don't really pay attention to and we overlook.
Man, I ain't gonna be wrong with you. You care about the homeless people?
Bro, I'm talking about homeless when you ain't really got a home. You just jumping from family member to family member house. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you talking about
like when that boy gets 16, he be like, all right, she be like, all right, go live over there. All right, come back. All right, go. All right, now you can go. I
feel so messed up because I was that boy. I went up to my grandma's.
We all go through it at some point in some type of way, but it doesn't have to be a perpetual pattern, and it doesn't have to create so much distance between the parent and us to where the relationship never becomes positive or successful.
That was the thing I want to say. If you grew up, this is for the youth question. So if a kid grew up the exact same way you grew up, but you said you got your mom, what if a person don't got their mom?
Bro, you gotta really dig deep and get into somewhere in an atmosphere, and you gotta open your mouth. You really gotta ask what it is or who it is around you that's willing to help you. Everybody in schools, everybody in community, these people in churches, and nonprofits around us, they're willing to help. They're not always making themselves the most available because they don't really always understand marketing and things of that nature. But I tell you, like, there's people in the community that want to help and want to fill those roles, but they don't always know where, and they don't have someone in their face. But they don't. It's a two-way street. They need to ask more, and the youth need to raise their hand. But get this: if you have a leader that's a mayor that's saying, "Listen, every last kid, I need to know what their situation is. Every last adult, I need to know what their situation is." Because you care and you love these people, then I don't see a kid not having a mother, not being able to be tended to.
Understood. Let me ask you this. I was going to ask some other stuff, but keep it raw with you. You come from money?
No. My grandfather was a pastor for 40 years. He could have probably did some other things and made some more money, but he was a pastor, and
So your dad was a pastor. What'd your mom do?
My mom's been working for the school district and stuff like that. We've always been trying to make ends meet, trying to get a bigger house or something like that. And I mean, the older I got, the more I was able to contribute, more and more. But, I've dedicated, just like my grandfather did, a life to service. So when I knew a long time ago, it's either I make a lot of money or I build a lot of relationships, because my relationships going to bring me enough resources to outweigh any money that I could have made. So right now, I can't go buy a 100-foot yacht, but I'll go sit on one tomorrow.
Understood. Let me ask you this. I feel like it was I sat next to the district attorney, and then we was like chopping it up. Like when I first met that dude, I was on his head. I was like, "Hey, why are you locking up all the black people like this?" And then he was like, "Well, it's not that problem. It's really the problem of I feel like I don't know what this is. I'm keeping it raw with you. I feel like in that community, in your community," he said, "I feel like it's people, they have anger or they have rage at a time, and then they don't know how to transgress that to other places. But they know they have a gun right on their hip, and then it's just they don't not thinking about that camera, not thinking about that, but not thinking about nothing else, but just and then boom. I feel like that just happens that way. So then I want to ask you, I feel like we don't teach these ways too often. What's something that you believe like that is what's something that you believe that you do to help out your anger?
So normally I try to listen to more jazz these days, and more. Yeah, I listen to more jazz these days to keep a calm spirit at all times. I'm not really a fighter. When it comes to wanting to always argue with someone, I don't like people leaving conversations totally dumbfounded and not taking in the whole breadth of the situation. But I mean, I'm just an educator, and I believe conflict resolution is just one of those things that we just got to focus on. There shouldn't be a time to where we're not helping the next generation understand what the possibilities are if they just go through the process. There are no shortcuts. So regardless, we can never have anyone feel entitled to where that entitlement grows into anger. Because the world don't owe you nothing. So the question is, what are you gonna do to put yourself in position for it?
So you say you listen to jazz music and you just chill out. That's to keep your mind.
Yeah.
Well.
I keep it calm, man. Or I try to just walk away. I don't like mess.
You just walk away from it, just
yeah. And then I started bringing security around so that
I ain't gonna lie. I just grew up around like prison people. Like I just remember they used to always tell me, like as soon as I do something, or like I got suspended from school, it's like, boy, you lucky you ain't going. That's 50. That's 25 right there. That's. I used to think about that, and it's like, nigga, and then it was like this, like the like old dude, like Wallow 267. You look at that dude.
Yeah.
I love that dude so much. He remind me so much of my uncles. He's like, bro, 5 seconds, you 50 years, nigga, and you'll be thinking about those 5 seconds for the rest of your life. They said, what was you like? Because I remember my auntie used to ask my uncle, like, what was you doing for all that time?
Yeah.
Thinking about that 30 seconds.
No. I'm telling you, your life can change in a split second. Like if you don't keep your head cool, like people don't even understand.
So every time I see a hot-headed dude and they be like talking that stuff to me, I'll be like, so you ain't been around too much. That's about 30 right there.
Bro.
That's about 50 right there. Let me stay away from you. You finna get that. People get that time.
People don't even understand. If you go into a private establishment, they can kick you out for any reason. You say the wrong thing. That's why you got to be mindful where you spend your money. You know what I mean? And where you spend your time.
I got you. So I feel like in our community, like I go everywhere with this camera. I shoot rap videos, and guess what they always got?
What?
A dead brother. And then guess who killed him? The ops. So I went to ask this. I feel like I kill your brother, you kill one of my brothers. I kill one of your brothers, you kill one of my brothers. I feel like it's a cycle that just never fucking ends in our community right now. I feel like I don't know how we need to end it. What is your opinion on how to end that?
Before you even kill my brother in the first place, and like my question is where was the OGs at? Where was the neighborhood police?
I'm telling you, I'm looking at it as a grown man perspective right now. I feel like I'm a young man, but I'm looking at this shit. They scared of the young niggas.
They are.
I feel like I'm the only weird one because I'm the one they say I'm like a street nigga. I'm not even a street. I'm just not scared of the young niggas. I know I was in your shoes before.
Yeah. I'll put you like this. Ain't nobody trying to shoot up 1,000,001 blocks. That's so played. Like they are scared of I'll be honest with you. All the YNs, they are scared of y'all. But they're also I truly believe that they're also attempting to put themselves in I think the adults right now in the former generation are trying to find out ways to provide more opportunities. Get this: if I'm paying you as a young bro, why do I gotta be scared of you? Ain't no reason for me to be scared of you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm coming to hold your hand to make sure that you get to where you need to get to and do the things that you need to do to be successful, I ain't got no reason to be scared of you. So what that tell you about the ones that are scared? They're not doing their part.
Oh yeah, like if I was you, I'd be like, I ain't gonna lie, it's a spot out here, it's called Park Ridge. I used to work at Park Ridge Community Center. They used to always tell me, I was around the kids so much, and by the time I was working, I was like 19. I was low key a kid. I still have to, like, I can understand them. I remember they used to be talking. It's like, anybody understand anything he said? I was like, yes. I was that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just, they was like, Mark, you better stop. Them young niggas there, do this, that. I'd be like, I take care of these niggas. I ain't got nothing to worry about. They know me. You know what I mean?
Man, I walk with everybody. I don't care who it is. I don't care.
I just completely understand that. The people that's scared, that's because like
they don't take the time to see.
They don't know the young niggas on their block.
They overlooking them. And then when they finally get an eye on them, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, I feel like they just don't know the young niggas on their block. I feel like if you understand, if you take the time out, consider and understand every YN, I feel like you wouldn't be as scared.
Well, you'd probably be smarter and way further ahead.
Really, I think how are you gonna do that transfer? Because I feel like in our community we ain't got it just because that's scared. This is the transfer. You got the knowledge, we got the energy. We just making it, instead of making flying cars and shit like Elon Musk, we making switches.
No. Get this. The reason why I made sure I got to you was because, and I didn't really know what to expect, but I truly believe it was divine, me getting to you, because I really want to know sometimes how those minds think. See, I'm not 20 no more. I'm 40. And 20 years went by so fast that I really can't say that I know what a 20-year-old thinks. I can't even say that I know what a 30-year-old thinks, or how they want to be talked to, or what's going to make them get it and that light bulb click off to where they can put that energy in. So get this. I'm not going to try to convince a 20-year-old. I'm going to go give me a 30-year-old or a 35-year-old to kick it to a 25 or 30-year-old. And then have them then pass it on to the 20-year-old and then to the high schooler. See, we so busy trying to go do everything for everybody that we just not doing simple math and saying, listen, the generations are speeding up. We're no longer in industrial society. We're in a digital age. Facebook generation ain't Instagram generation, ain't Snapchat, ain't TikTok generation. And they're all different. That's 4 different generations in 20 years.
You married?
Nah, bro.
What's your dream wife look like? Or not just look like, what is your dream wife? Imagine your dream wife right now.
She cold. She confident. She
cold
and she confident. And she's ready to build team. Like, you need a team out here, bro. I don't want a trophy wife or nothing like that. I want a team.
You want a feminine wife or one of them leadership wives?
You said what?
You want a feminine wife or a wife you got to fight sometimes? Not physically fight, but like
nah. I think it's a fine line between. I think it's a good medium between both. You know what I mean? You want a woman who can defend herself. You know what I mean? But you don't want a woman who ain't lady like enough.
Understood. You see that dude Travis Hunter?
He cold.
What is girl?
Oh well, yeah, that's a lot going on.
Yeah, do you think that would you ever have if you had a son like that? How would you break it down to him? If Travis was your son, how would you break it down?
He would never get in that situation.
If so,
bruh, slow down. Like, I'll put it like this: when I was graduating from high school, college, I wanted to get married, but I was trying to rush it. A lot of these young athletes and stuff who get money so quick, they're trying to rush and become husband, but they're only trying to rush and become husband because that's what society is telling them that they need to become. You know what I mean? They need to get themselves together first.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's what's making me think about this is I just got 4 wisdom teeth broken out. So like it was a funny thing. Like I always see on the internet, the girls be like, "Man, I just paid for my nails. Don't ask me for nothing. I'm single." Bro, I tried to book my own dentist appointment. Y'all always better not shit from me. I am single. I booked my own. You know, I have to find out what insurance I had and stuff. Like, women, they good at that shit. I don't know none of that. I tried to do this since August. Yeah. I didn't know nothing.
I was taking care of.
So I want to ask you this: how do you put yourself in that scenario to find your wife? I want to know that, like, to find a good wife or to find that partner. I would like to know because I had one dude. He said he was celibate. He made himself celibate, like no nuts at all for like I don't know how long until he found his wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, get this. The Bible says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. I think that's true if you're looking. I think that if it comes across your plate, you got to be ready for it. And I truly believe, again, like if someone's not, what I constantly do is I try not to subscribe to modern day, how should I say it, modern day dating. I'm not really a dating type of person. Like I, I don't want to do anything that everybody else is doing, bro. Like if we go build, we go build. If we not, we not.
So you say you're just gonna build, you gonna build?
Yeah.
I got so I feel like you the type to just be working with a lady for like 6 months, 7 months, a year, and then you be like, oh, she cold, and then you probably just like her like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the best relationships and best marriages come from when, they're friends first. I try to be the best friend first.
Top 5 things on a girl.
Top 5 things on what?
Top 5 things on a wife.
On wife?
Yeah.
Or what do I want out of her?
Yeah. So like you said, like she got to be cold. At least you're honest in that part. A lot of niggas ain't honest in that shit.
Yeah.
But I don't care how she looks.
Yeah, no, I care. I gotta wake up to it every day.
All right, so she got to be cold, and she got to be confident.
She got to be confident. She got like community. She got to be able to get out the house at least once or twice, right? Mm-hmm. Good hygiene. You know what I mean? Hygiene. Smell great all the time. I can't do no awkward smells. That's weird to me. Not coming from a lady. It's always some type of beauty that you want to like experience for the woman, and then just ready for new experiences. Just so like
open-minded,
willing to want to create new experiences with you. You know what I mean? But not always about money. It's more so about the experience and the time.
Yeah, that's so hard. I ain't gonna lie. How can you change somebody that got it? Like I ain't gonna lie, a friend like that, it just blew my mind every time I had to explain that to him. I was like, hey, go spend time with your grandma. Go spend time with it, because like I think like that's the thing people get so misconstrued with. And I feel like that's how I figured out stuff. I figured out all the people I have to spend money with to be around, I realized y'all ain't really nothing to me. Yeah. And I realized, the people I can spend no money around, those people I spend money with now. And it's like, I flourish with them. You know what I mean?
It's like that. Like all my rich friends, I don't spend money around them. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because but then it's a lot of people that I go spend all the money around because I want the relationship, right?
Let me ask you this. How do you change somebody's mind from a money mind to like a more of an open-minded like that?
You don't try to change people.
Is that a flawed thing to you?
Yeah, you don't try to change people. You meet them where they are.
How would you change that? If they keep finding themselves in that rut, and then they find themselves with no money and now they need help, and it's like all the people you really fuck with.
You got to find out if they want to change first.
Need money.
Man, most of everybody says they want to do something but don't really want to do it. They want to be millionaires. They won't put forth to work. They want a better society and better community, but they won't go vote. They want to eat. They want to look good and eat healthy, but they pass up the salad every time they look at the menu. Like, come on, man. Like, if you want something, you put your mind to it and you do it. That's the whole point of life, right?
How do you know somebody?
When they're successful and don't take no as an answer.
Man, that's emotion. Wait, you said, how do you know if somebody really wants it when they make it? Dang, that's so messed up. You say, fuck that, you gotta make it.
You ain't want it. If you ain't,
all right. Let's say for a lady, this is a lady question. So ladies, I feel like they fuck up a lot. They look at the potential. So you say if you got a daughter out there, you say, nah, don't even fuck with a nigga with potential. Just fuck with a nigga that made it. Like,
no.
How would you find a dude that's got potential, even as a dude? Like you want to mentor.
No. See, they didn't. I've never said you should go get somebody or get a partner that has that just because they have potential. You know what I mean? Get a partner. Get this. If a woman picks a man and he's not a leader, then what is she picking? Yeah.
Let's say he's a leader, but he just ain't got.
He's not a leader. He ain't there all the way. If you ain't. He's a leader, but he ain't there all the way. Well, he's not a leader. He don't got to be the mayor. So she should be able to see that. She should be able to see that. He don't got to be the mayor. I get this. I don't got to be the mayor, but you can see my leadership. You can see my leadership through and through. You can go ask all the kids at the church that I've been a youth pastor at, and everything else.
Motivate. No black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that. If you got a good business or you don't, you got consistent cooks? Is the material your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them deals where the fuck I want to spend it at. Whether it's Porsche, Ferrari, Lambo, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do when I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the number one nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions, and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me? I come from the ghetto. Us. Oh, I'm black.
A lot of people mad at him saying that's like anti-black speech.
Anti-black? Nah.
What do you think about it?
That's pro-money. That's pro-green. It's not anti-black. It's pro-green.
You said it's pro-green. What you mean?
He talking about money. He talking about where he want to spend his money. He talking about where we should spend our money. What we should consider before we do it. The whole nine. Like, you're not gonna convince me ever to really try to make somebody into something that they not. Half of the people that we have that open businesses, they don't really know how to run a business. They don't really even want to. They just think it's a good idea.
Nigga speaking facts. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that's like when people say like, I work from 8 to 9 and 8 to 5. I was like, I think I should just start my own business. Then you'll be working 10 to 10.
Yeah,
Sunday to Sunday.
They don't even know what it takes, man. So, I mean, what he said was right. I mean, I've gone in, as much as I don't like being, as much as I try to invest in my own community and invest with, other black entrepreneurs and things like that, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'm not going to spend my money and give it to you just so you can feel good about trying to play entrepreneur. You crazy.
Let me ask you this: if you only choose one of these skills, and one skill cannot lead into the other skill, you either got money making skills, you are good as fuck at making money, but nobody fucks with you. Networking, people skills are fucking terrible. Everybody hates your ass. Or
the second one.
Networking skills.
The second one.
Everybody fuck with you.
I already knew what it was. Second one. I don't need no money. I already told you that. I don't need no money. I just need to be able to get into the room. Once I get into the room, all the money is mine.
I got you. Let me ask you this. Will you have love or fear? And one can't bleed into the other.
Love.
Why so?
Because it's going to conquer all.
How can we transfer that to the judicial system?
First of all, we go have to identify where mass incarceration, prisoner reentry, and decriminalization is around the country. They're in New York, Atlanta, and somewhere else. They all need to be under pretty much one roof, but they at least need synergy, and that'll be able to put an actual strategy and plan against the prison industrial complex. But until we really look at all those intricacies or all those collaborations that's needed, it's going to continue to fail. So you just need a leader that understands that. Like, our leaders don't talk like that here in Detroit. That's why I'm running for mayor, because they don't talk the right talk. They're not even saying the right things. I don't even think they're really not aware. So it's kind of hard to talk about stuff that you don't even know.
What's the best job you ever had?
Best job?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really work for people, but one of the best projects I ever worked on was...
Man, you sound rich as hell. I don't think people gonna fuck with you much. You sound rich as hell.
I don't work for people. I mean,
that's fucked up.
I mean, I will service a client, but I don't work, because you're not going to tell me what to do. You're just not going to tell me what to do. But that carries over into my leadership style. You're just not going to just...
You ain't never had a job to get you through?
Of course. Now, get this. I do projects. I service clients. I've always, been in situations to where...
Wait, what you go to college for? What you got your degree in?
So I took up organizational management and business management. I took up marketing. I studied graphic arts management down at Ball State, and just pretty much...
So you like a marketing guy?
Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit of everything. I've been on Photoshop and done websites for the last 20 years. I got a tech company. I got a sports agency.
I bet AI got your ass shook.
No. Actually, it's expedited and accelerated everything. We're making a number of different AI models right now, helping a lot of different other companies.
What do you see the future of AI?
Robots will be building robots within the next 50 to 100 years. Before I die, robots will be building robots.
For sure, for sure. I ain't gonna lie. You know this one black girl in Detroit? I love her so much. I think she's the future. She don't even believe in herself.
Who is that?
It's this one black girl. She did something so excellent. Dang, I wish I had the name right now. I shout her out. This is a perfect time to shout her out. You the mayor. Damn. Nah, but she got an app. She got an app, and it's basically like just now we got Tinder.
Okay.
It's like that, but imagine that for politicians. Or
Okay.
imagine you just answer like 5 questions, because you know people are lazy voters. And what do you want to vote on? Somebody's biasness, or like, cause I'm just voting because he black.
I think I heard of it. I forget what it's like. Pop.
Vote pop or something like that.
Yeah,
Pop vote.
like pop. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, or pop. Yeah. So basically, yeah, she's like, that's amazing. Do you think that that's gonna be the future of voting? Or like, how do you think the future of voting is gonna go?
I think that with technology and blockchain going, we should be at digital voting probably within the next. It should be installed within the next 20 years.
Because that makes so much more sense than looking at all these people and.
But get this again: if your city doesn't talk to you direct for who you are and where you are and tries to help you out, how the heck we gonna get to voting? You know what I mean? Voting, civic engagement across the board has to be restructured and totally revamped. So, I mean, those type of things, they sound so remedial when you think about it. Like, we all got a phone, why we can't vote on a phone? It sounds just so insane, don't it?
Like, we all got a phone. Let's just vote on our phones.
Yeah, like.
Or not even voting on our phones.
Let me
I'm saying the way we vote. I'm saying answer 25 questions. Okay, this is your guy.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
he may be white.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
may be a Republican.
I mean,
he might be this or he might be this.
That's a way to get to your choice. But what's the percentage of voters out of the total population in Detroit? What's the percentage that you think votes?
How much I think it's like, it got to be 50. It's at least 50.
50?
I think it's at least 50.
You sound like the high school kids that I talked to today.
Dang, is it like 20 something?
One said 5, one said 45, one said 70.
Is it 20?
It's 15.
Dang.
15% vote. So I had the 10 kids stand up. I said, you ain't gonna vote, you ain't gonna vote, you ain't gonna vote. Did that 9 times. I said to the last person, you probably vote. And that's the truth.
Understood. Oh, man, you know something crazy?
What's that?
It was I want to think, what do you think about this? It's a friend of ours. He used to come to the studio every day.
Uh-huh.
It's I think, this is what I think it was. I think it was a suicide by cop. What do you think like we can do to like help out with mental health and depression and stuff like that?
We talked about it earlier. Open spaces, family spaces. I want to create 100 new family spaces in Detroit as I reach every family.
But look, this is the thing I think that's gonna like I think it really has to be, and I want to know how you're gonna make this that way. Government, it can't be government like involvement, because that's the one thing I think that fucks us up so much. Because we can't really say who touched you and all that stuff, because it'd be the government. Then they're gonna fuck up this money. I think
we gotta surround. Get this.
You can't say, okay, yeah, I think, yeah, these niggas killed my brother, and then boom, 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 and we going over there every day sliding.
No, we have so. I believe we have community therapists within our own backyards that have the ability to assert themselves and really be a place for refuge and for really presenting the problem that someone is suffering from.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they can do that, then everybody can start to wrap their arms around them properly. And so whether it's suicide or whatever trauma, there has to be a solution created and a pathway created for that individual. And it normally starts with understanding the mental, then the biological.
But is it going to be government funded?
Creating that plan, huh?
Is it going to be government funded?
I believe, yeah, it'll be well, get this.
I think that's what we're going to kill it at. They're not going to mess with it.
Get this.
It's too much dumb shit going on in the black community. We're not messing with none government.
No.
100%.
Get this. I don't take the approach that government has to fix everything. I take the approach that the village can create a solution for everything, because we're innovative and creative and smart enough. Whenever we get at the table, we have the opportunity to do it. It's just a matter of, are we coming to the table? And 9 times out of 10, we normally don't.
Overstood. All right, let me ask you this. You talked about it a little bit. You grew up Christian?
Yeah.
What's your relationship with God look like?
I'm an ordained minister. I go to church, too many churches every Sunday, probably about three
Oh,
or
you a
four
preacher?
churches. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
I am a minister. I preach. I do a sermon every now and again. Because I travel so often, I don't really keep a set schedule. But I'm pretty I'm pretty knowledgeable and pretty.
But if God was like a relationship like you have with somebody, like I know we got multiple relationships in our life. We got coworkers, we got
Yeah.
this workers, we got bosses, we got like a whole bunch of relationships and all, right? What relationship would it be? Would it be a father and son relationship? Would it be a friend relationship? Would it be what's your relationship with God look like?
Father and friend.
Father and friend?
Father and friend.
Can those two things exist?
Yeah. Because get
Because
this.
you know our dads always say, "Nigga, I ain't your friend." Now you know our parents always say, "I ain't your friend."
Yeah, God isn't like that. God loves. God would never say that. God loves too much.
All right, let me ask you this: what's the worst job? You said you couldn't even find the best job though. So like,
Yeah. I don't really working for nobody like that. One of the worst jobs I had was working for RGIS. So back in the day, we used to have to go, and they might still do it now. We used to go into like the WalMarts and the Targets and stuff like that, and do the whole store inventory to make to help them with their reports and profit and loss and stuff like that. So it'd be like a team of 20 of us going there, and we got to scan everything overnight. Almost a million items type stuff.
so you just have to scan everything in Walmart. That sounds tiring.
Yeah, overnight. There's not no there's not no 10-day process. This is literally overnight.
Let me ask you this: when was the last time you got to a fight, and how'd it go?
I don't really fight like that. I normally call somebody.
And don't forget, it gotta be this close. Don't
Hold
forget how
on.
close the mic gotta be.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Who have I been in a fight? I don't really got time to be fighting like that.
Ah man, this dude done got now you say he a politician right now.
I'm trying to.
He in politician mode.
No, bro, I'm trying to think. Do I? I really don't. I don't. Bro, I mean, anytime we get into blows, bro, that means one of us ain't controlling ourselves. And that means that I'm already doing something wrong. So I don't get there, bro. I don't get there.
Well, let me ask you this: your first fight, and don't forget.
I think I'll probably had I'm gonna be honest with you. Man, to be honest with you, most of my fights go like this. The dude want to fight, I'll be like, bro, I'm not about to fight. He'll hit me, and I'll be like, you done? And it'd be over, bro. Like, it don't even be like that. Now, will I fight back? Yes. You're not just gonna be putting your hands on me. You probably not even getting me up in my space like that.
Yeah, that do sound like to me in my head that was a little boyish.
No, but I'm telling you, I've done that. It's a fraternity, it's a fraternity brother that wanted to fight me. I've traveled all the way to another college back when I was in Wayne State, and
You know, they told me they said I was raising my little brother to be a bitch in the last interview I did. It was so funny because this is what I had a conversation with my little brother, and he was like, bro, I have to do this. I have to fight with him because it was this. And I was like, nigga, no, nigga, if somebody punch you, nigga, walk the fuck away. I don't give a fuck, nigga. It ain't that bad, nigga. Nothing is that bad, nigga. And I told him, nigga, I punch you, nigga. Them nigga look like shit. What the fuck? You been punched before, right? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, nigga, you ain't gotta risk it all for nothing.
Bro, that's go back to the gun thing. Like, if I have to carry a gun, that means that already I'm off to the wrong page. I'm off on the wrong start. Cause that means, like, if I need to protect myself, that's one thing. But if I gotta carry a gun, that means it's putting me in the wrong position. You know what I mean? Just like if you put yourself in a position to where it's like, as soon as you see a fight, you can see a fight coming from a long.
That's crazy. I went to my CPO class and this dude was crazy with it, and I was like, dang, you ever have to use your stuff in action? He was like, nah, I'm so smart. I just never had to. Yeah. That broke my mind.
I got a few close friends that's police officers too. So they pretty speedy on
Yeah, but then
when
you
I
ask
throw
them,
up that bat signal.
you ever ask them, maybe like when did you ever use it? And they be like, oh no, I never had to be in my shit in action. I never had to do an action because I just know where to go and where to walk away. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but most people around me, most of my boys. What's funny is I'm probably the only out of probably about 20 to 30 or 40 of my like men friends.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 80% of them carry. So it's always a gun around.
When do you decide to carry and when do you decide to not carry?
I don't carry.
Oh, you don't
I
carry
don't,
at
I
all?
don't, I don't carry.
When do you think people should decide
But
to
I do
carry?
have security, so don't play with me.
Wait, you bought security here?
Bro, it's always somebody watching, bro.
What? Dang, that nigga's he's a Batman. What the you got somebody outside? What the?
Bro, I'm playing at a level that you don't even understand, bro. I'm not coming over here in the without any type of
He came to the side. Now he
backup.
comes to the south side of FC fucking with y'all
Nah.
niggas.
I've been around for a long time, man. We're not playing these games.
Overstood.
Yeah. But I appreciate your hospitality. You've been nothing but great. I don't want people to think that.
Yeah, we good. But it's let me ask you this. It's you believe in the Zodiac stuff?
Not that much. I've seen glimpses of truth in it. It's cool. You can possibly look at different personality and people profiles to it, but I don't get caught up in it.
Let me ask you this. I got one backup question after this. What's a conspiracy theory that you believe with your whole heart, but everybody else looking at you like a goofy? Like you think the earth is flat or you think
I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I search for truth.
you ain't got one to compare. All right, what's one of the truths that you believe in, but nobody else believes in? And it gotta be like a historic fact or it gotta sound
That's
like
just asking the same question in a different way, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm good at this shit, ain't I?
I don't got no truth that everybody.
Because everybody not gonna believe in what you believe in. So it's
Yeah.
you got one truth that this happened for Showski. Like you read history.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So I'm real interested to where they keep on showing about the pyramids in Egypt.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm real interested to see what the underground looks like and how the structures are literally like basically. I mean, floating for all practical purposes. I mean, I don't know where the actual Earth starts and the sand stops, but I'm always interested in that. To find that truth. I'm more so a seeker of truth.
They got that info is like in books and everything.
Yeah, but no, I've seen new stuff to say that it's a whole nother pyramid flipped upside down up under those pyramids and all types of stuff.
What's you think it's a battery? What do you think the pyramid is? Like a battery? I hear a lot of people say it's like a battery.
Well, I ain't really looking at the energy it might produce or anything like that. I'm more so
because they say they probably took the energy from the star or something like that. It's like theories out here that say stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I think that ultimately, I think it's just a mysterious and grand creation. You know what I mean?
That's gonna be so funny if we ever actually go back in time. We be like, "What's those pyramids for?" And they be like, "Oh, that's just the toilets. Like we just go there. That's where we put all the shit." Wouldn't that be some funny shit?
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny if it's just something that nobody thought of or nothing like that.
Yeah. Do you ever got things in history that you think like history's gonna pass by and you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I don't think we're gonna look at this as serious as we look at it now."
Think about Y2K when everybody thought the world was gonna come in.
I'm too young for it. I think I was born in 2000.
Oh.
2001.
Yeah. So y'all didn't know. Well, you weren't born. In 2000.
I was born in 2001.
When 1999 turned to 2000, they thought all the computer systems was gonna crash.
Who came up with that?
Who came up with that?
Yeah.
The whole world thought it. Everybody was looking at when 1999 ended. Everybody was looking like the lights ain't going out. Like the computer's still on. People was like the whole world was gonna go down. They thought it was gonna be just a whole shutdown.
That's crazy. They know we didn't do that.
Yeah.
The exact opposite.
But it's because the computers had never went to 0-0 at that time, so they didn't know what was going to happen.
That sounds so stupid.
So stupid. It sounds so stupid, but that's one of those things that it wasn't that serious.
My thing. I think my thing was I was so scared as a kid. They said the don't forget it. The Mayan calendar.
Yeah.
the Mayan calendar, like the 2012. I was 11 years old. I was scared as hell.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
That was similar to the 2000 thing.
Yeah, I remember that shit. I was scared
That's
as
the
hell.
best example. That's a good example for that.
I was super scared. But I say something I think that is important. I think, you know, I really think
What?
this is like not even on something like because you're a politician. You sitting there. I'm saying
I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman and an advocate. I'm just doing this political thing right now just to make sure that y'all get the right leadership that y'all deserve.
it's a I say it's like a lot of racism stuff. Like I feel like all the divide. I think when I'm 40, 50, yeah, when I'm 50, I think a lot of the divide that we have with each other, I think a lot of this shit is gonna be so washed under the boat. I think it's gonna look so stupid. Like the moment aliens come into this boy.
Well,
Oh yeah, you remember we used to fight over color. Now we got a whole different species. You know what I mean?
well, I mean,
That's like gonna be us talking about we fighting over who got the longer toes.
when society has to come together to go after a problem big enough to where color no longer matters, then that's when we start to forget about that stuff. But you gotta think they've been talking about color for the last 50 to 100,
You believe in
500
aliens?
years, huh?
Believe in aliens?
Nah, bro.
You stupid than a motherfucker. What? Come on. Wait, they said that all that shit they saying on the news and shit. You don't believe in it?
Bro,
They
get
say
this.
aliens is literally living. It was on the C-SPAN.
You asked me, do I believe in it?
Yeah.
When I see proof, and when you show me a living alien, then we can talk about it.
They said on C-SPAN, they asked the man, is there foreign entities in the middle
Well,
of the
he can believe it. I'm not believing it until I see it.
They literally asked this man on oath.
Bro, get this. If I tell you I believe in aliens,
That wasn't the question. The question on C-SPAN was they was asking us, some informant dude, I forgot what he worked for, but he said, are you guys playing with aliens on the middle of the ocean? Yeah, and then he got freaky with it for some dumb reason. He said, are humans making love to these aliens, basically? Are the humans reproducing with these aliens? He said, yeah.
Okay, get this. He can believe that. If he wanted to take me over there and show me, then I'll go over there, and then I'll tell you I believe it. I don't believe it.
What do you see the future of the space stuff?
It's serious. It's really where a lot of wealth is about to be created. They about to start grabbing resources and raw minerals out of space and bringing them down. So
You got too much hope in humanity. I think we gonna be like taking our shit we got over here, and rich motherfuckers gonna be going over there.
oh, it's gonna be all that plays into the equation. I'm not talking about. I mean, we got a little time for that happens. I mean, you got to think 100 years, neither one of us will be here, right? And so we're talking about what our children and their children are going to have to possibly have to entertain and participate in. So that's why we're so critical right now, because we're just on the cusp with all that stuff.
Let me ask you this. What's the time that God came through for you?
Man, he coming through for me every day right now, bro. He been doing it all my life. That's why I tell you I ain't work for nobody, because he been just providing, like, literally all the time, bro. So I'll be honest with you. Running for mayor right now is something that I knew was possible, and I knew that it might come down to this, but everything, even meeting you, bro.
Why you saying that? Like, meeting you today. It's just something about you, nigga.
No, I'm being honest with you. You know me and you don't know each other for Adam, right? Like, we ain't talk all about this. This all happened today, bro. Like this couldn't happen. Neither me or you could have made this happen like it did. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to I'm not walking the path of what I want to do. I'm walking the path that wherever he leads me and wherever he tells me to do, I'm gonna do it.
But you ain't got a moment where it's like, oh, I could have died, or like I didn't go in that car, and then this.
Bro,
like you ain't got one moment.
How many close calls I've been in?
What's the closest car that made you
I ain't
like?
supposed to be here right now, bro.
What's the car that made you a believer?
Bro.
Or do you mean like, oh, them old people at church ain't playing?
What? I mean, I was 4 years old when I like really joined church and accepted.
But I feel like I was too. But I feel like you got a moment where like they saying shit, but then it's a moment when you out here living it and be like, oh, word,
bro.
Damn.
I'll put you like this.
That person that was sitting right there, he just he killed himself with a police officer. What the fuck? That's how you know them demons close.
Probably. You think like that when other friends and people that you know die, right? But more so than anything, I've been in some serious car accidents, but I've been in motorcycle accidents. I've been in a motorcycle accident internationally. here. Let me teach y'all YN something. When you get ready to travel internationally, get some international health insurance so you don't get stuck in a foreign country and can't get your leg fixed when it's your bones sticking out, your femur bones sticking out because you done got flipped over on an ATV because some local don't know how to drive.
Damn, how you get fucked up? Damn, so you got fucked up, but then dang, so how'd they fix you? How'd you end up getting
Bro,
fixed?
I'm talking about people that I done took care of overseas.
So they just couldn't get fixed. They had to wait till they get
Bro,
over
they
here.
had to fly all the way back with a bone sticking out their leg because they ain't got health insurance over there.
Dang.
Like that's real talk. That's why.
So you look at other people and you just see what God came through for them.
Yeah. I'm saying, but I've been in similar situations, not fully. You know, I've been had too many physical tragedies or complications or anything like that. I might have had a small surgery. I might have had a fingernail. Have to get taken off because it got slammed in the door. And stuff like that, but
Let me ask you this.
light stuff.
You give me rich nigga energy, so I'm gonna ask this. It gotta be, I wouldn't ask, have you ever bought any land? Let me ask you your first land you bought.
I bought land in Detroit.
And your first land was in Detroit?
I bought a few lots in Detroit.
That was the first though?
That was my first properties I bought were in Detroit.
And how'd you make the money to get that?
Man, I was saving up money, working for different clients, doing flyers, doing websites and stuff like that, helping.
So you made your own like marketing company?
Yeah, I've had marketing companies prior for about 15 years.
What was your first marketing company?
What did I call that one?
Don't forget.
I've had a few marketing companies. I think.
And why you make so many? Why ain't you just stick with one?
Because I've had different partners. Yeah, I've evolved. Like
that's smart as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, I'm seeing that, but like it's smart as fuck.
Yeah, I would like people can only take you as far as they've been. Mm-hmm. It's very hard for somebody to take you somewhere they've never been, and so my partners have become bigger and bigger every time.
Cause I feel like I got the solo man mentality, so that's why I say it's smart as fuck. Cause me when I started my LLC in November.
Yeah.
But then I'm realizing like, so I'm seeing how things are going. Like even in the studio, like partner up with Sparks for the studio. So it's
you always want a team. You always want people you can rely on, and it's about your network. Not always about your internal organization, but always a lot of times about your network because people can always fill in, help you out, and get to the next level.
So you say your first home was lots in Detroit, and what'd you do with them?
I bought a few houses around that time, put them on land contract.
How old were you?
We started buying those houses probably back when I was 30. Mm-hmm. I was probably about 30. I got into it late. I got some friends that got into it a little bit earlier than I did.
And you said you just built them up?
Well, no. I actually had the lots. I had some houses. When I moved and I was traveling a little bit more, it's Detroit. So people broke in them, tore them up, scrapped them. And so ultimately, I think the two of the houses I had, I turned it back over to the land bank because I just, that's part of the problem. Like, if you want to invest in the city and go do something else because you got a little extra money, you can't do that all the time. You go pay twice as much to have that place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because you got to have somebody to maintain it, secure it, and everything like that. And it used to be your community would keep an eye on the stuff for you. Your community normally rob you nowadays sometimes, so you got to really build those relationships back up.
So you say we still just got to build those, like how I just talked to my mom, like the people talk to my mom and stuff, like she thought they was thugs and bandits. I was like, they go over there, they got kids and everything in their house. I'm like,
but just for you to have the mind to be able to, or the confidence or the courage to go over there and do that, I commend you because everybody ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? And a lot of people will result to violence and result to those.
Nah, that's why I say
the whole block could have got shot up.
I believe in OGs though, for sure. I believe in OGs like so hardly. Like I believe in OGs so hardly. But the thing I hate about the OGs, this is like the thing I see with OGs right now. Or this is what I see in Detroit right now. I don't know how we gonna do this, make this come to happen, but I think the streets and the stand-up suit guys, they gotta come together.
Yeah.
How do you think they're gonna come together? Because I feel like this is like the thing too. This is the thing too, what I'm saying with the street dude. When I say street dude, I don't mean a dude that's out here actually in that life. I'm talking about an ex-street dude, but he still got those ways and habits and everything like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how I think I said like how I used the N-word or something basic. You know what I mean?
Well,
that would stray the suits away from you.
Get this. You got cats on the street that are pure hustlers and can make money. but then they don't handle it right. They don't pay their taxes. They don't get their credit good, and then they'll buy a big old building in downtown Detroit, but need to backtrack just to get prepared so that they can go to the bank or go somewhere and get the play with other people's money and do business the right way, right? So you need people all day to have both sides of the coin, from the streets and from the corporate boardroom. And I think that
How are we gonna make each other stop being scared of each other? Because I promise you, I when I'm at the district attorney, I was gonna be so geeked. I was gonna get the like a big I don't want to blast the shit out, but I was gonna get a big street rapper, and I was gonna sit him next to the district attorney, and we was gonna have a conversation, like we was gonna have a 3-way talk. You know what I mean?
they don't need to talk to the district attorney. We just need to talk
Or we
to each
talk
other.
to like some, like, you know what I mean? I thought that was gonna be some.
Have
good,
you ever
But they
met-
so scared of each other. They're like, oh no, him. We're investigating that dude right now. No, no. And then him was like, oh no, he's
Have you ever met a developer
a developer. No,
or architect?
architect. Like I know realtors, like contractors.
No. Do you know what you know what an architect is, right?
The person that draws the blueprints, right?
Yeah. Do you know any architects?
Do I know any like off top? No.
Okay. Do you know any OGs that got property?
I know niggas that got property for sure.
Okay. So you should know an architect. You get where I'm coming from? How they gonna do anything with those properties? You get where I'm coming from? That's the suit in the streets.
Oh, understood. Yeah, so that's the thing. I think like even when you bought that land, I feel like it was supposed to be a point in buying that land and be like, okay,
I didn't know who an architect was. Now I got 3.
okay, yeah. So now you know who around here. Cheddar boys. What the fuck is that?
Bro, they didn't teach us that. Like all that rap that we listened to, Old Boy, all that stuff back in the day. Man, even like get this. One of the favorite rappers I have right now is Payroll Giovanni.
Fuck, everybody say that shit. I hate that nigga.
Yeah, but have you listened to the business?
Yes, nigga, I listen to Payroll Giovanni.
But do you listen to the business?
This is the audit. Every Payroll Giovanni is this right here. Stack your paper up, then you grind out, then you make it. And then he look at it like he an old nigga just looking at a car. Stack your money up, then you make it. Yeah. Sit down for a couple months, then stack your money up. Then that's when you manifest the greatness. Yeah, stack your paper up, financial wisdom, get it.
Payroll,
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this silly man right
Come
here.
on now.
Man.
No, this is the conversation.
Okay, but he is giving
The owner of
he
the
is
studio
giving a
said,
good-
"Don't talk bad about that nigga." But I'm like, bro, he said, "Bro, they gonna get on your ass." If you
No,
talk
they ain't
bad
gonna
about
get. They ain't gonna get on you. I don't talk about him after I leave, but no, you in good hands, man. Matter of fact, I think I'm supposed to be in a video tomorrow or something. I'm gonna be in a video with.
So you say you fuck with Payroll because of what?
So I mess with him because, and we don't talk that often. I think I might adapt him up a few times over the years, just in passing. But everything that you just said, yeah, he's telling you take your time, be patient, find out the best strategy, and then go about it in the most collaborative way that you can. But don't waste no time on dealing with no people that's not committed to your goal. That's what he's really saying. But you gotta listen to it. But then he does drop some gems on where to buy it from, who to buy it, or why to buy it, or how to buy it. So, and he definitely not talking about all street stuff. He talking about real estate and stuff.
This is so this is kind of on the point, but not on the point. It's the like my worst decision I think I ever made in my life. You wanna know what it was?
What was it?
It was the financial decision. I got my money up. Like I was making like $5,000, $4,000 a month. Certified pest control technician, and I was living with my grandma, and I was like, dang, this shit ain't really, because I was doing my camera work still at the same time, so I was like, man, this ain't really working out. And she getting mad. I'm like, okay,
Bro, I've lost.
But look, this is the thing. So I went out, I got my own apartment, and then after like a year of that shit, I was like, bro, I really don't need no apartment. What the fuck do I get this whole big ass? Like I'm in this bitch all by myself, and it's like this bitch emptied in a bitch. I'm like, damn, this is a bad investment. So I really looked at it like that. I was like, damn, I should probably.
How old are you?
23. I was looking at that shit
You probably gonna end up doing that about 2, 3, 4 more times.
I was like, damn.
Unless you just totally change.
I should have put my sister in that bitch. Hey, pay half. I'm not gonna be here like that. I'm gonna be out shooting at a club. I'm gonna be at work.
We go to restaurants in America and have to order a $30 plate because they want to overfeed us and they want us to take food home. Sometimes you don't need all that. You know what my grandfather taught me? You only can drive one car, sleep in one bed, in one house. every day. You're gonna use one bathroom at a time.
So you see when yourself, I feel like shit, you rich, but I feel like when you see yourself getting rich, you don't see yourself like buying a mansion or something
Bro,
like that.
I've made the type of money that you talk about. You lost. I probably lost.
Because that was so stupid. I was spending like 1,200. I was like,
I probably lost 100 times that, if not more, multiple occasions. But thanks to God, I did it in my early enough years to where I still got opportunities still on the table.
2 questions. What was those things, and what do you define as your early years?
Well, I looked at crypto, made listened to some friends and stuff like that. Made a bad investment there.
Well, what age were you?
This was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I've made, shoot, I man, investing in other people, like in different tech startups and stuff like that. I've invested in those things. There's a lot of things that can look promising, but it goes back to your homework. If you do your homework, I don't suffer from those type of things anymore. But if you do your homework and listen to the right people, sometimes you got to kind of listen to the people you don't want to listen to, because it's going to tell you not to take a risk that you don't have to take.
So I feel like I feel like we got like I remember I was a kid. Like, I'm so glad. Like, I feel like I'm in the battlefield right now. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm out here and I'm just doing shit. And like, I'm really like doing it. So I feel like as a kid, they used to always tell me, the OGs always tell me, like, bro, like, how old is you? You 15? Like, how old is you? You 12? How old is you? It's like, boy, you ain't really you a man. You ain't really got to worry about shit. You're not a woman. You ain't got to get kids at a certain time. No, bro, you's cool. Chill, sit your little young ass down since you like 35, bro. And then if you ain't got shit at 35, you don't know it, then that's when you got problems. So now I used to always like take that into like heart. Do you think that's true? At what age do you think a man has to like start worrying about life like seriously, at a serious point? Of course, always, but a lot of people don't think that way.
The earlier the better. The earlier the better. The quicker you get a game plan, the quicker you can start achieving it. Like, for instance, you know what you want by the time you turn. How old are you again? 20.
I'm 23.
23. You know what you want by the time you turn 25. Let's say you got 18 months or so, give or take. Let's say you know what you want, but the question is not only are you gonna put forth the work in it, but where is that gonna put you for where you really want to be when you're 30? You get where I'm coming from?
Understood.
So if you're a high schooler going on 18 and you about to go off to college, you know how much money you want to save up, so you know what you need to sacrifice now. You know what I mean? You just really everything. Write a vision, make it plain. Once you write your vision, you work your vision.
Let me ask you this. This is like this is a harsh thing. You a black dude, gotta say it. So look, I feel like even like I did the last podcast, it was a collaborative podcast, we about to chairs out, boom. And guess what their main problem was with these niggas?
What?
They didn't want to sit down and write out their topics. Like, I feel like even with rappers that come to the studio, they don't write. They'd rather waste more money. Like, bro, what is this like? How are we gonna build this? Like, and niggas don't see it. Niggas try to like go against it. I don't try to be digging at niggas, but I be telling them lightly. Like, bro, you gotta get better at writing. Like, you have to write. Like, you gotta read, my nigga. So it's like, I feel like, how can we get that through to our people? And how can like black men get over the stigma of like, don't want to read, don't want to write?
I didn't like reading when I came out. I didn't read too many books and stuff like that.
You still don't?
I read when I have to. And some stuff, if you really want to find out, you go read a book. Because a lot of stuff just isn't told.
How can we get over that? I think that's what put me ahead of a lot of niggas. I ain't gonna hold you.
You read a lot?
Like, I can read.
Yeah.
I can read, and I don't got a problem with writing down questions. Okay, if I get a thought right now, I can just
right. Everything that you're saying is totally.
These boys don't know what they know till it's on their phone.
Bro, man, you saying some powerful stuff right now. Like, planning it. Get this. We just talked about an architect. We just talked about the OGs with the land but no plans. The architect got the plans. We don't subscribe. We always want to take a shortcut.
But do you have a plan that we can, like, even like out here, they say in Ipsy, we got like a very like Like it was something scary. They said black boys read at 3rd grade level, black men read at 3rd level. You know what I mean? So they said
in a lot of ways it's true.
So how can we fix that?
It goes down to, like, get this. Can all your boys read?
That's the thing.
You don't know,
nigga.
Huh?
I know this shit. I swear to God, I got this shit on camera. I was like, nigga, stop playing. It's like, you cannot read. I can read. And it's like, nigga, I read a book out, nigga. I read that page so fast, and I said, okay, this is what the page is about. Boom, do the same thing and tell me what the fuck the page is about. It was it was the most funny thing I got on camera.
Yeah, but it's not really funny though, bro. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny, right?
That's what I'm saying. What can we do to fix that? That shit just like,
bro,
it broke me a little bit to realize, okay, this is the real problem.
Yeah, like we got to catch those people up, but we got to stop it from happening to the next group and the next generation. You feel me? We can't let it get overlooked. We can't just sweep it under the rug. We got to be more intentional. Like when you see a young man, like, bro, you need anything? It's one thing, but are you good with like, can you read? Like, can you do this math? Like sometimes we be so busy asking somebody, can they do algebra and geometry, and they can't read. No, they can't do no algebra and geometry.
Yeah, I get you. I ain't gonna lie, my mom, she on my ass right now because I told my brother that shit. Cause I don't know, I feel like I feel like my little brother's the closest thing I got to a kid. But I was like, bro, write this from this page to this page, and then boom, when I come back, like 7 days, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you write on that bitch. 7 days, you should have this to this field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care what it is, nigga. And then boom, you can write the same thing. This is the same sentence. This is the same sentence. This is the same sentence. And I'll be like, all right, do that. And if you ain't got that, I'm fucking you up. Like, it's plain and simple.
I mean,
like, I remember that. And then she's like, you being too hard. I was like, nah, nigga don't know how to read. You gotta know how to read and write. And it's like, why is it so important? And it's like, think, nigga, think.
Yeah, bro.
I really think like that's the key to this shit. Like, bro, that's how I fixed my problem, my little brother. Now he like best in his class. Like, that's not his problem.
I mean, whether it was your friend, your little brother, or whatnot, it took you and the courage and the confidence and the belief in them and the desire to help them that created that change. But get this,
because if you're in a situation, I think that's what most of this shit's come from. We in a situation we can't think.
Now the question is that how many adults saw the problem and couldn't fix the problem, but didn't empower you or support you to help you get the problem fixed? That's the problem with leadership and succession.
I just seen something so crazy. It was a TikTok with a rock, a man on a rock. And he's like, bro, you need help. And he's like, oh, I do? Yes, you need help. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I ain't seen it, but I can get what you're saying.
He's like, oh, you need help. And I was like, okay, I need help. Okay. Then I'm going to get help. And then boom, the man walks away. And then another dude comes out and is like, I need help. He's like, you need help? Yes, I need help. What do you need help with? I need help. You don't need help. And then boom, oh, I don't need help. And then boom, the TikTok just goes in a circle. It's like, you need help. There's a man with a rock on him.
I want to see that. I want to see. You got to send that to me, man.
So you get what I'm saying? though?
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people, they got this boulder on them. And then they just don't know, like, they don't even know what the problem is. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's why I keep on trying.
He did not understand that. I was like, bro, this is gonna fix your problem with bitches. You're gonna be able to translate better with the bitches. You're gonna be able to translate better to like business, but they're not gonna call you weird, bro. Like, come on, like, you know what I mean? They're gonna be able to get your thoughts. Like, you know what I mean? I just had a conversation with these 2 business cards with my brother on the phone. He's like, bro, I think you said that a little weird. It's like, shit like that matters. I feel like
we don't make goals, we don't communicate well, and then ultimately we're not, because we don't do those 2 things well, we're not educated or empowered to be able to make change.
So how are you gonna fix our reading as a community?
Bro, you gotta engage people where they are, bro. You gotta meet them. Like, I can't.
Like start them off with comic books. That's what got me into it.
Well, get this. I'm not a speech pathologist or a reading specialist. And so I will never tell you what the real solution is. What I can tell you is that if we're not going at it as though it's a real problem, then that's why we keep on experiencing it. Like, any problem that we have can be changed and can be fixed and can be resolved, or at least it can be kind of eased. But if we're not going after it and doing it, it doesn't matter. Like, I can't sit here and come up here and hear these problems or hear these things that you're talking about and not leave here with a game plan to help fit you go about fixing one of those problems with somebody or somewhere. That means that I'm just listening to you. I'm just talking. I'm just wasting time. We could have saved both of our time. I could have been at the crib if we go just
Let me ask you
talk
this.
about problems.
You said that 15% of black, I say black people, but Detroit's black. That's all I'm gonna say. 15% of people in Detroit vote. What can we do to unionize the black vote? Like unionize the black vote, really.
Create more unity amongst it?
Against the black vote, yeah.
I don't think you need more unity in the black vote. I think you need more strategy from the black vote. We don't vote Republican. We totally give our vote away to the Democrats. We don't ask for what we need, and then our agendas don't make sense when we present them because we let anybody and everybody present them for us.
That was a goal I had last year. Like on the ballot, I'm gonna interview these people, or I'm gonna know somebody that can call that person. That was the goal. Like when I did my ballot, I just didn't want to.
Because you want to be engaged, because you want to know what's going on, because you want to be able to have a voice when.
Because I feel like the moment somebody gets shot or something like that, a little black kid gets shot, everybody be like, ah! They want to uproar now.
Man.
I want to be the person to call the sheriff and be like, hey, what the fuck just happened?
All these cats come running to the camera when something happens that they can get some shine in. But to be honest about it, it's when they not getting paid and when the camera's not on, that's when you really need to see them so you can get something done. Because if not, they just talking. And that's what half of our leaders do, bro.
What was the best thing that you did that you didn't take ownership of?
Right now, I'm still taking care of a young bro that I met in Haiti. I've been sending him money and helping him for quite some time, and hopefully one day if our laws get better, we can get him over here, because I've been trying to sponsor him and get him over here because he really never had a chance or opportunity in life. We hear about that type of stuff internationally, but we don't feel it. Like, you have an opportunity. Most people in America have an opportunity. It's people in this world that don't have no opportunity.
What made you grasp to that, brother?
He ain't see his family since the age of 11. I met him when he was 17, 18. He 23, 24 now.
Oh, he's the same age as me. Damn.
Yeah. He about your age, bro. And then know where his whole family was when he was 11 and 18.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it started at 11, so he knew him until 11.
Bro, he was out on his own after the age of 11.
Dang, what happened to his peoples?
He couldn't find him.
They just left his ass and then...
He couldn't find him. He got separated.
Oh, like laws and shit.
No, just like they were in one part of the island, he was in another part, and he never could find him.
Yeah. And he just said bye. They just said bye.
Like, bro, you go over there to some of these countries right now, it ain't no lost and found your kid. You know how many kids come up missing? And how many family members come up missing? And how the communication channels
that sound like a runaway.
No. Bro.
Is it sound like a runaway, or we ain't got enough money to feed this mouth right here?
Bro. Okay, let me ask you this. When families are getting deported from Dominican Republic to Haiti, when the political climate don't allow you to really live a normal life, when you over there living in a shack with no running water and you got to go share a shower at on the block because only one person on the block got a shower or something like that, like, it's every person for herself.
Maybe I don't know.
You gotta go see. I'm gonna tell you. Get your passport. We go over there. I'll show you that.
I got my shit. All right. Saying that rich nigga shit. Hey, look, nigga, I got my shit. Hey,
I ain't say you did. I'm just saying just go grab it and we go.
It's because I'm coming from the slave mind. Because even when we was in slavery, we connected with each other. It wasn't like unless it was dang. I got these.
Bless you, man. You got a lot of hiccups.
They killing me. I'm trying to get around.
You good.
It's when slavery happened, we still did our thing. We still stayed together after slavery.
Yeah.
That's the mindset I'm coming at. Nobody just get lost like that.
I mean, you definitely. I think you're definitely right that we have the capabilities to do it. We just don't do it. You know what I mean? Like we don't. I hate to be a broken record, but we don't see everybody. We leave people hanging. But again, I do a lot of different things in the community
Dang.
to serve people.
I'm a little bit past the part we're supposed to go to, but this is the thing. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of went viral for it a little bit. They twisted my words around, but like I really want to talk about this molestation. We black too. Like I really want to talk about the molestation. Like that's like a thing. Like I feel like we all try to overlook that shit. I'm like, oh no, I ain't with that weird shit. But then it's like,
It's prevalent in our community.
yeah, like a motherfucker for sure.
And people don't talk about it a lot, and it creates even more trauma. So,
What do you think we can do in that bitch?
you just got to be more diligent on communicating and sharing with each other to be able to kind of work it out and flush it out. I mean, that's a very hard issue to deal with because it's hard to invade someone's household, make accusations, allegations, or anything like that. I have friends of the family that have experienced things like that, and
We black. We all did. Mama's was never home. She was working.
well, I mean, I haven't ever experienced it in my life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, were your parents? They stayed together?
Yeah, well, no, my mom and my father, they had broken up and things like that. My mama got remarried.
Did you see them break up, or was it just like that?
No, I witnessed everything.
Yeah, I think that's like the one blessing I did have in life. Even though they kind of hate each other, they still hate each other. It's like I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So I just always had this head. Okay, they just not fucking with each other. I just always.
Yeah, I mean, those type of things play a role in our lives. But I mean, I'll tell you, man.
So let me ask you this. I gotta ask you this. So if a molestation happened in your family, close family, how would you go about it? Because I feel like this is the thing that's going on right now. This is what I vividly see in the fucking families. Somebody, let's say, I won't put that on you. But let's say we got somebody we're related to in the family, right? Boom, a molestation happens, right? We all hear about it, but then it's like a fucked up thing that it's just nobody talks about it.
I mean,
That's the fucked up part that I see, because you gotta think, yeah, your uncle touched you, and yeah, your mom know, but what she finna do something to her brother?
Bro, that's some serious stuff, man.
So then everybody just sweeps under the rug. And
my thing is this:
that anger just keep building up every Christmas.
It's never okay to avoid any issue. It's never okay to avoid any issue.
How would you tackle it in your family?
You got to address it. You got to address it in the most with the best practices.
And would you take the legal matters to it?
Whatever the best practices are for that situation. I believe that ultimately, if anybody in your family is doing that, they need to be separated. They need to be separated until they can control themselves, get themselves together, and ultimately, you got to protect the people that are the victims more than anything. Whatever it takes to protect the victim, that's what you have to do.
I ain't gonna lie. I had an interview. We got two different opinions on, like, why do you think that is like so prevalent? Like why is this like a
It's
thing?
trauma. It's trauma. We do.
Do you think it's a lot?
It's a learned behavior.
Do you think it's a lot of predators, or do you think it's just a minority and we just are a weak community? Like, which one?
It happens in every community. Black people aren't exempt from the world's problems, and the world ain't exempt from the world's problems.
But black people, we got that shit on a higher rate. Like,
bro, we have a higher rate of everything. We got a higher rate of consuming than everybody else, but we make the least. How the heck does that happen?
I get you. Oh wait, let me ask you this. Anything else you want to tell to the people? These hiccups killing my ass.
No. I just want to say, listen, I'm looking forward to some great things from you. I love the fact that you reached out. I love the fact that you are introducing your audience to subject matters that really matter, topics that really matter. I think the more and more you continue to do research, you're going to become one of the best out here, really digging deep into community issues and things like that. But I think ultimately that the hip hop and rap generation, especially these YNs that's coming up, they need to hear a voice like yours, because you're not going to leave anything on the table that they need to know about or can engage in or can dream of. So, bro, again,
This one politician thing I just hate like a motherfucker. They never name drop me like 10 niggas that ain't shit in the city right now. They got leadership positions.
You know what I mean? Oh, no.
Exactly. Why
No.
I
I can tell you some cats that ain't worth nothing.
Don't say you got to be off camera. Say it on camera. Put them
No,
boys out there. I got
I'm,
media. Like this the whole
no.
thing.
No.
They can shape us bad in the media.
Yeah. I can tell you all day who ain't really
Who ain't doing nothing in the city right now.
Who ain't doing nothing.
They just getting paid and taking a lot of money off the books.
So you have. So we have people that sit at the Board of Zoning and Appeals, the Building Safety and Engineering committees. You have police commissioners, civic and community advisory councils. You have quite a few different appointees and people who do benefit, but they're not equipped. So they're not doing their job properly, or they're not aware of what they could be doing to make their position that much more valuable to the community. And so I want to say across the board, if these leaders get it together,
I want the names.
you gonna be. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now. Ain't none of them. Ain't none of them convince me. None of them. Not one single one.
Come
not
on
a
now.
single. No.
You
I'm
sound
saying,
like a hater now.
Oh, so not. I mean, you want get this. You want to know why I'm running? I'm running. And I'm not laying on the beach right now because I don't believe in none of them, and ain't none of them convince me.
Ain't none of them convince you that they care about the young niggas. Ain't none of them convince you.
They might care, but are they equipped and competent enough to do it?
Oh yeah, I seen some bullshit. I seen this one shit.
Exactly, bro.
I seen this one shit. Somebody killed another dude brother, and there was a whole bunch of white people around him saying, "Get those spirits out of you." And
where you see this at?
I see this
some wild stuff.
No. It was at a convention. The sheriff literally took me there. He's like, "We have to stop this killing that you don't need revenge." And it was like all white hippie shit.
That was out at MC?
Yeah, it was out here, Washington County. But
y'all be wild out there watching now.
That's what I'm saying. Like that shit right there. Okay, y'all don't get where this nigga come from. Oh, he probably like
ain't no telling. Yeah, shout out to all my Washington County people. I know I meet you all often down there in Detroit. But again, bro, do I call you Dark Side?
You can call me Mario or Dark Side.
Oh man, Mario. I appreciate you. You've been such a great host. I'm looking for great things from you. You are built for this, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Hopefully, when I become mayor,
when you become mayor,
we'll run it back.
Let's get it.
Dark Side.